To tell the story of India, where do you even start? 1,000 years ago? 5,000? Nope, we need to go back much, much further. In fact, we're going all the way back 13.8 billion years.
Because you see, to really understand this place, you have to get your head around this. Before there was a nation, before there was even a chunk of land we could point to and call India,
there was this one single unbelievable event, the Big Bang. All of space, all of time, every little particle that would one day form stars, planets, and yeah, eventually us. It all started in that one single moment.
Okay, now let's fast forward a lot. Jump ahead to about 50 million years ago. For ages, this entire landmass, the Indian Plate, had been drifting across the ocean. And then, bam, it just slams right into Asia. Now this was no gentle nudge, let me tell you. It was a collision so violent it literally pushed the mighty Himalayas up into the sky.
So the stage is set, the land has been forged. What came next? Well, people, of course. And with people came our first big chapter, an ancient fountain of ideas that takes us from some of the world's first cities to some of humanity's deepest questions.
So let's talk about one of the world's first great urban societies, the Indus Valley Civilization. These cities were incredible. We're talking meticulous city planning, advanced drainage systems, stuff that would rival ancient Rome thousands of years later. But here's the real kicker. Archaeologists haven't found any grand palaces or giant temples for kings. It looks like this might have been a society built not on hierarchy, but on order and maybe, just maybe, on equality. How amazing is that? After those amazing cities faded away, a whole new era of thinking kicked in. The people of the Vedic age weren't just thinking about survival. No, they were asking the big questions, the kind of questions we still wrestle with today. Who am I? What's the true nature of reality? Is everything in the universe all connected, all one thing? This is really where India's philosophical soul was born. And all of that deep thinking, well, it led to some absolutely incredible moments in history. Moments where power actually bent its knee to morality. Take the great Emperor Ashoka. After a brutal, bloody battle, one that he won, he was so horrified by the violence that he had a complete change of heart. He gave up conquest through war and dedicated his entire empire to spreading compassion instead. Just think about that. Can you imagine a world superpower doing that today?
All right, let's move into the next chapter, because this all builds into what we can call the Age of Knowledge and Fusion. This was a time that wasn't defined by conquering lands, but by how India's brilliant new ideas and its incredible diversity actually shaped the world.
During this golden age, India was a global hub of knowledge. It was churning out breakthroughs, but there was one idea in particular that stands out. A concept so simple, but so powerful, it would become India's single greatest intellectual gift to the world.
Zero. Yeah, zero. It seems so ridiculously obvious to us now, right? But the idea of zero as an actual number, not just a placeholder for nothing, was completely revolutionary. It was the key that would unlock a whole new universe of mathematics. You know why? Because from the idea of zero, you get this, the decimal system. This is the mathematical engine that runs our world. Everything. Modern science, global finance, the computer or the phone you're watching this on right now, it's all built on the back of the decimal system, which was born from that one powerful idea.
But this era wasn't just about math. As new people and new ideas showed up, India had this amazing habit of not erasing what came before, but blending everything together. Sufi mystics from the Islamic world and Hindu bhakti saints found they were talking about the same thing, a universal divine love. And you can see it everywhere, in the music, the poetry, the architecture. It's this beautiful fusion that turned diversity into a totally unique strength.
But history is never a straight line, is it? This era of fusion would eventually face its greatest challenge. And that brings us to the struggle, freedom, and rebirth, the journey from colonial rule all the way to the birth of a modern nation.
This whole period was basically a clash of two completely opposite forces. On one side, you had British rule, which was all about conquest and power with the ultimate goal of control. And on the other side, you had India's freedom struggle. Under Mahatma Gandhi, it chose a totally radical weapon, nonviolence, or ahimsa, with the goal of self-rule. It was a moral battle just as much as it was a political.
And that struggle? Wow, it was a long and difficult journey. Resistance had been simmering for decades, but it really caught fire when Mahatma Gandhi returned to India in 1915. The Salt March in 1930 was a turning point. It rallied millions of people and showed the whole world the incredible power of peaceful protest. And then, finally, in 1947, freedom was won, though it came at the heartbreaking cost of partition.
So what came out of all that fire and struggle? A nation with an ancient soul and a modern mind. Against all the odds, the world's biggest democracy somehow survived and rebuilt itself. It started launching satellites into space while still working to feed millions. It grew into a global software powerhouse, all while somehow holding on to its ancient, incredibly diverse identity.
So, after this whole journey, through deep time, philosophy, science, and struggle, what's the big takeaway? Well, what we've learned is that the enduring idea of India is so much more than just a place you can find on a map.
It really boils down to this. India isn't just a country. It's an idea. It's the idea that many, many different kinds of people can live as one. That all these different languages and religions and cultures can not only coexist, but actually create something new and beautiful together. That's the thread running through its entire story. Which, of course, leaves us with one final, fascinating question. We've traced this story from the birth of the entire universe to this very moment. So after navigating thousands of years of change and conflict and creation, what idea will India forge next? For itself and for the rest of the world?